All right, what's up everybody? It's Triple Beam Outdoors here. I'm Landon, and today we're gonna be showing you all how to skin a coon for fur handling. This is the tools that we're gonna need. We got a wire bar here, a good tail stripper. We got a good knife, put the blade in it here. Nice sharp blade. Clicked in, and a pair of gloves. You're gonna want gloves whenever handling critters. So they carry diseases, some of them, and everything else. So just make sure, keeps your hands cleaner too. All right, so we got our coon hung up. Some people use different things. Some people skin them on tails. Some people use where they clamp them down and use a winch to take the fur off. We're today just gonna hang it up because I know a lot of people don't have the setups of winches and everything else. So we're gonna show you just by hanging it up. We got 1 foot hung up and we're gonna leave 1 foot hanging down. To make our initial cut, we're not gonna cut from the back of the hill. We're gonna start from the side and we're gonna run a straight line all the way up. And now females usually are going to have a pretty straight line all the way across. You're going to usually be about an inch below the vent, but on a male, it's going to be a little farther than that, and you're going to want to go to this side of the testicles. So we're going to start, make our initial cut here, run it all the way up. Up to the top, just like that. So you can see I'm below the testicles and all the way across. All right, now that we got that cut, we're gonna come back down here to the vent. We're not gonna go very fast here. This is strictly educational. We're gonna start down here by the vent and we're gonna go to both sides, carve right around it, leaving the testicles with it up to our initial cut. We're gonna start on this side and cut right around it, right up to our initial cut, just like that. You don't want to leave a whole lot of fur with the vent, just enough to get around. So we're going to go on this side, right up, right around it, just like that. So now we got both of them connected. All right, now that we ran a circle around the vent, we're going to come back down to the leg where we made our initial cut. I like to take my finger, run it in here, work it around the back side, and there's just a little bit holding the fur on or whatever, and you can work it enough, get your finger around both sides of the leg like that. Now I'll set my knife down, rip it up as high as you can, and now you got the leg free where you can slip your knife through there and cut the rest of the way around the foot here. So we're gonna go ahead, slip our knife in, cut up, and right there. Now, basically a clean cut around the foot. We got our fur. We can grab it, go ahead and pull it down. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna switch legs here and do the same thing to this other side. Sorry, we got this coon switched around here, so now we're gonna start on this side. Start with running your finger in there. It can be kind of hard. If it gets hard, you can always use a knife. This one's pretty warm, so pretty fresh. It's not gonna take long. Work your finger around there. Get your finger through. Pull it up the leg here. I'm gonna have to use a knife. There's stuff holding it back. Now to go all the way up. Now that I'm up close to the foot, I'm just going to simply run my knife back through there and cut in the upwards direction, getting all the fur up to the foot. So now we got all the fur off around both feet. I'm simply going to grab it again, go ahead and rip it down, and now we're ready for the next step. Go ahead and hang the other foot up. So now we got both feet hanging. This is where we've already pulled it down, so you can clearly see the tail now. So now we're going to grab our metal rod. So where it comes into play. We're going to take our metal rod. We're going to work it through the back here. So now that it comes in there, we're going to hold up on the tail a little bit here. We're going to grab the metal rod and we're going to pull down on it. Now it frees up quite a bit underneath the tail so you can work. All right, so we're going to continue working it down around the tail. It's just easier whenever you go to strip it. There's little things back here where you can see if you put a little pressure on it where the tail's holding on. We're just going to slowly cut there, put a little pressure on the tail, make it work down. You can really see it good over here, where tension's just holding on the tail right here. So we're just going to cut it a little bit there. We're just going to work it down until it gets to basically where it's just the tail. Bone. There's no meat, there's no fat hanging on there, and we're going to go ahead and get our tail strippers. Got a good pair of tail strippers here. You can get them about anywhere. You can order them online. I recommend getting a good pair of metal ones. The plastic ones just obviously probably ain't going to hold up as long. So I think this is actually something that we just found and it works just as good. So anything, just something to clamp on both sides. I've even seen people hold 2 nails on each side and rip it down. But we're going to put one hand underneath the tail, kind of pulling up in the upward direction, and this side's going to go down. So it ought to pull out just like that. And now, as you can see, the tail is completely stripped off. So we're ready for the next step. All right, next step, now that we got the tail stripped, we're gonna go ahead and work on this back here, especially in males. You're gonna wanna give this a good little tug back here, because a lot of time the penis bone is gonna get caught up. Work it on down. You're going to see this bone right here is going to get caught up on the fur. We're simply just going to take our knife, run underneath it here, and cut it away from the fur. So now that it's not hung up, so now we're good to go. We're going to go ahead, and just pull down what we can. Coons are pretty easy. You just take the fur, pull quite a bit of it off. So now you'll see on a lot of them where you're going to get this almost like red line or strips along there. You're going to be able to slide your finger underneath of it. Slide your finger underneath of it and pull down. And you're going to be able to find the shoulder. Same on this side. You'll see where it comes and starts to get where it's hanging up and you got this red line here. Simply put your fingers underneath of it. Rip it on down. You'll be able to pull the shoulder out. So now that we're this far, we're going to go ahead, work it down just a little bit more. Pull the shoulder out as much as we can, and then we're going to use the metal rod once again We got our metal rod back. We're going to put it in the crease of the shoulder and run it back through. Stick it through on this side. Pull down on it. Usually opens it up a little better than that, but every coon's different. Get you your initial hole anyway. Stick your finger in there. Work the hide back. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take this. We're going to pull the hands out. So now we basically pulled the fur all the way almost down to the hand. If this one is stuck up like this one is, you can take your knife, slowly work it around. Sometimes they get hung up. You don't have to work yourself too hard. Slowly just work them down to you get them where you want them. So now we do both hands. We're just going to take our knife and we're going to wring the top of the fur on the inside here. Going to wring all the way around it, just like that. Pull our fur through. I like to get as much fur as you can here. They can always trim it down, but at least you know you got enough. All right, so now we have our shoulders out. We're going to go ahead, pull down a little bit again. And slowly keep going around, putting a little pressure on it. Till we get down to the ears. When the ears start coming out, you're going to feel them. You can see right here, you can feel them. They kind of start bulging at you. So what you're going to do is you're going to make big, deep cuts. You want to get a lot small ear holes back there. Good deep cuts on there. You can even stick your hand in there a little bit, help work it down. Now we're going to go on down to the eye holes here. You're going to come up to the eye next. You want real small eye holes. You don't want them overly big. So just stay close to the skull, run it down. At the same time as your eye and about the same place you're going to hit the mouth or the jaw or whatever you want to call it here. So I like to stick my hand inside of there, pull it down. You can run it across too. It gives you a little room to work as well. Go to this side, do the same thing. We're going to stay close to the skull. You're going to see the mouth opening up here. The eye is almost directly across from it. We're going to stay close to the skull. We're going to go ahead. You're going to see our eye starting to pop out here. So we're going to put our finger in here. We're going to skin it on back. Now the only thing left that we have is the nose. You want to get the full nose with the fur. So we're going to keep on running it down. Stick your finger in here if you need, put a little pressure on it. I like to go ahead and get this bottom jaw down here, the chin off first. Go ahead. Work the bottom off of it. Now all we got left is the nose, and we're just gonna slowly take our time. We'll work all the way down. Now we're gonna get here where the only thing you got left is the nose. You're under, the chin's already off, and you can almost see that there's not anything barely hanging it on. You're gonna wanna go ahead and cut right across, and it's gonna take the nose with it. And that is a skinned out coon. So we'll clean it up, get some of that blood off of it. Everything helps, you know, the presentation helps your furs a lot, making them look clean, nice. We're gonna turn it inside out. Now you got a nice coon hide, nose is on it. We got good size eyes, perfect hide. So that's how it's done. Now we'll show you also what we do. We'll clean the fur up too, but we'll go ahead and show you. If for some of y'all out there that don't have fleshing boards or not going to flesh them, you can sell the coon just as it is like that. What we like to do when you do that is we take a freezer bag. Usually coons will fit in a gallon. If you have coyotes or something more, it's going to take a little bit bigger bag, a 2 gallon even. We're going to take this gallon bag here. We're going to take our coon hide. We're going to lay it out. We'll pull the armholes out here. We're going to lay it out just like this. We're going to start with the nose. We're going to tuck it, and we're just going to roll it as tight as we can get it. All the way up, just like that. Now it's in a nice ball. We'll go ahead and open our bag here. We're going to take it. Stuff it in this bag. Get the air out of it. And just like that, we're going to go ahead and put it in the freezer. And whenever we into the season and we go to sell, we'll get all our furs out. We'll comb them out real nice, shake them out, and fluff them up and take them into sell. So that's how you skin a coon. So if we'll do another video later if y'all have any questions and stuff or want to see fleshing a coon, we'll go ahead and do that as a second part video. But as of now, if y'all have any questions, comments, we'll try to get it to everyone. Thanks for watching. And good luck out on your trap line.